Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Luna and welcome to Luna's Bookshelf. So in today's video I'm going to talk about the books I read in the month of June and talk a little bit about what the books are about, what I rated them, and what my thoughts are on these books. So I would say let's get started. So first off, fun fact, this is the second time I'm filming this video because all of a sudden my camera just stopped and said, hey, your memory card is full. Even though there was nothing on my memory card anymore because I deleted literally everything. So I don't know why it was being difficult, but for now, hopefully it's working again. So yeah. But first, I'm going to talk a little bit about the books. So I read a total of 5 books. I read 3 romance books, I read 1 historical fiction, and I read 1 non-fiction book. So we have a little bit of a diversity of different genres, so that was really fun. Let's talk about the first book I read in the month of June, and that was Daisy Hayes' The Great Undoing by Jessa Hastings. So Daisy Hayes' The Great Undoing is the fourth book in the Magnolia Parks universe. So you first have Magnolia Parks, Daisy Hayes, Magnolia Parks, The Long Way Home, and then you have Daisy Hayes' The Great Undoing. So this is the second book in the Daisy Hayes universe. So Daisy Hayes follows 3 point of views. You have Daisy Hayes, obviously, then you have Julian, and Julian is the brother of Daisy, and lastly you have Christian's POV. Christian is kind of the love interest of Daisy. That's no spoiler, I think. Hopefully. So yeah, the thing is I'm not able to say a lot about what this book was about because then I would maybe spoil some things. But you could read this book at the same time, then read it with Magnolia Parks The Long Way Home because it take place at the same time. I didn't do it, but maybe looking back at it, I could have done it because I think it would be... I don't know if I would have done it, but now I just felt all of my feelings for a second time. So that was interesting. Actually, 3rd time, because I annotated on my e-reader because I read the whole of this book on my e-reader, and then the physical book came and I had to annotate everything again in the physical book. So yeah, that was painful. I'm not gonna lie about that. So yeah, but I really enjoyed this book. I really love Jessa's writing. I mean, I annotated a lot of things in it, especially in Julian's parts because I really love Julian. I'm a Julian stan till I die. So yeah. It is London based, by the way, if you want to know. It is kind of giving Gossip Girl, but in a kind of other way. I know not everyone really is obsessed with these books and likes these books, but I am. I first read the 2 books a long time ago, and then I picked up the series again, and I'm so glad I did because I'm falling all over again with all these characters. Even though some of them are really toxic. So yeah. I obviously give this book 5 stars. I'm still thinking about it. I'm still thinking about everything that happened in here to this day, and I finished it the beginning of June, and it's at the moment I'm filming this the end of June. So yeah, I highly recommend trying to read these books. Even if you didn't like Magnolia Parks, just try Daisy Hayes. Just give it a go for me. Thank you. Then, the next book I read is One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. So I have a little bit of a complicated relationship with Carly Fortune books. I first read Meet Me at the Lake and I didn't like that book at all. I gave it 2 stars. Then last summer I read Every Summer After and I did like it more. It was not the best book I've read, but it was good. And then her newest release, One Golden Summer, came out this year and a lot of people were really loving this book. So I was like, maybe I should just give it another go. So I did, and it did not disappoint at all. I really loved this book. I think it was such a fun and beautiful story. So it is a book that actually comes after Every Summer After. So I recommend reading Every Summer After first and then One Golden Summer. One Golden Summer follows Alice, and Alice is a professional photographer, and she's kind of stuck with what she has to do. She is a little bit of a slump, kind of. I think you could call it that. And one day her nan falls, and her nan is kind of sad and a little bit grumpy, and she says, you know what, Nan, I'm going to take you to the lake, because that is a place you were really happy. She one time went to the lake with her nan, and she was loving it there. She got this camera, and she took this one picture of 3 kids in a boat that kind of changed her life, actually. And we're going back to this lake. A lot is happening. She's rediscovering herself. She's rediscovering her love for photography, and it was so beautiful to read about. And she also meets Charlie. Charlie is like the boy next door. He is kind of a wild guy, or he used to be a wild guy. He's the brother of Sam, that is the main character, the main male character in Every Summer After. And what I really loved about this book was the fact that even though you don't get the point of view of Charlie, you can really see and feel how Charlie is feeling and what he thinks of Alice and everything. And I saw Sarah Connolly also talking about it, and it made me interested to see if I would feel the same way, because I really love dual POVs in books, and especially romances. But it wasn't necessary in this book, and I really liked that I could just know what Charlie was feeling, and I could kind of guess that, you know. The only thing I didn't really like was kind of towards the ending. It's not that it felt rushed, but there were some things I just didn't like, and I think it could have done in another way. I don't know how to explain it without spoiling anything, but yeah. But I really enjoyed it overall, and I'm definitely going to be reading the other book by Carly Fortune, because that was also a book that a lot of people liked. So maybe Meet Me at the Lake was just not the greatest book by her I read, but I think that's also one of her first books. Or no, I didn't think it was Every Summer After. I don't know actually. But yeah. If you were looking for a summer book, I highly recommend reading One Golden Summer. And it comes to the rating, because I think I haven't said it yet. I gave One Golden Summer 4.5 stars, so it was really close to the 5 stars, and I was really thinking about it for a sec to give it 5 stars, but then I was just thinking, I was like, no, it's just not that 5 star, just not yet for me. So yeah. So the third book I read was Dating Dr. Love by Rachel Dove. I got this book as an ARC through NetGalley, so thank you NetGalley and the author for giving me this book. So Dating Dr. Love is going to be released the 15th of July 15th, I think. I will put it somewhere on the screen so you guys know. So Dating Dr. Love is about Chloe Henry. Chloe is a real life doctor. She is a surgeon, but she has this kind of difficult relationship with her parents and her sister. They are like a big deal in the healthcare industry in England and UK, and she wants to distance herself from that. She wants to be the chief of surgery in the hospital she's working at, but she wants to deserve it all on her own. And she doesn't want to get it because of her family's name. And she is going to this conference where she has to speak, and that's maybe going to change her life. And all of a sudden she meets Logan. And Logan is also a doctor, but not a real doctor. He is a TV doctor. He plays this character on TV in this TV show that's really popular, but his life is not going well. He's been a lot in the press, but not in a good way. And the writers of the TV show are like, you need to calm down, or there are going to be consequences. So his manager says, you know what? You're going to the hotel. You're going to return back to yourself and take some time off. And all of a sudden they meet. How they meet, I'm not going to say, because it's really funny, and I really liked that moment how they met. And Logan proposes they fake date. So because it could help both of them. It could help Logan in the situation, but it also could help Chloe in her situation. So that's what they do. A fake doctor and a real life doctor are going to fake date. And I really did like the fake dating aspect in it, and also how they met. It was really funny to read. But however, I didn't really like the writing style. It was just not my favorite. I was struggling getting into the book, and also the chapters were very long, and that's also why I was, I think, struggling to get through the book. So it wasn't my favorite, but I still liked it. You know, it was a funny romance book with fake dating. And also the ending was really well. And I think it still was a good romance book. I gave it 3 stars. I would recommend reading it. And especially if you like long chapters, I think you would really enjoy that. It just wasn't the book for me. So that's the 3 stars. I would recommend it, but just wouldn't read again. I mean, I want to say before going further in this video, when I give 3 stars, it doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't mean it's good either. It just means it's okay. And I would recommend it to people. If it goes down to 3 stars, it's just no. But 3 stars is like, okay, I would recommend this to people, and I think people would like it because I did like the book as well. Just I didn't love it. I mean, when I'm going up in my readings, I will really love the book, and I really enjoyed most of the book. But there was just some parts in this book specifically I just didn't like. So yeah. So that was the 3rd book I read in June. Then for the 4th book, I read Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This was a book I was wanting to read for a very long time but just didn't pick up, and then I just picked it randomly up at the end of the month, and I'm really glad I did. I really love The Chosen as 6 by her, and also liked Malibu Rising because it is a genre I normally don't lean towards to because it's more like historical fiction, but Taylor Jenkins Reid does this thing that I really like for some reason. So, Carrie Soto is Back is about a retired tennis player called Carrie Soto. She has shattered different records. She has this record of winning a lot of Grand Slams. And then, after a lot of years, she is watching this tennis match at the US Open. And then she is seeing her record being almost shattered by Jackie, let's see what her name was, Nikki Chan. And she's like, I can't let this girl take away my record because it's mine. And she says to her father, who was her coach when she began playing tennis, I want to go back and I want to take back my record. So that's what she's going to do. At 37 years old, she is going to get back out of retirement and try to take back her record. So we follow Carrie throughout this. You first see how she started tennis, then you see all the competitions she's playing and the after. And I really liked it. I really liked how you see how her bond and her relationship is with her father, because I think it could be very difficult to have your father as a coach but also still be your father. I think it could be really complicated and make things more difficult. So yeah. But when she's going out of retirement, she also needs someone to play with and to practice with. There's not someone they find that easily that is also still in the competitions. So her manager finds someone called Bo Handley. And Bo Handley is a guy that Carrie once hooked up with but didn't speak to again after that. So that's a little bit awkward. So yeah, I don't want to say a lot too much about that because then I would maybe spoil some things. So yeah, but I really loved Carrie as a character, and also the writing style of Taylor Jenkins Reid is just so good. And even though it was about tennis and I don't know a single thing about tennis, I was so hooked. I was so invested in reading about the tennis matches she was playing, and I couldn't stop reading. I was like, I need to know if she's going to win this thing or not. So yeah, I highly recommend reading it. I don't think it's necessarily set in the summertime. I don't know. I'm not sure actually, but it's not really in the summertime. But I think it gives like kind of summer vibes. So you could read this time if you want to. I gave this book 4 stars. There were some things that I didn't like. That was a little bit in the beginning. It was a little bit slow for me. And sometimes I was a little bit bored in the book. But I still liked it. And I think it was really fun to read about. And yeah, there was also a little McRiva mentioning from Malibu Rising. So I think that's really fun that Taylor Jenkins Reid does that. And yeah, that was it. So 4 stars for Kirisoto is back. And then the last book is a non-fiction book. So I don't read a lot of non-fiction books. Mostly I read biographies or like, yeah, mostly just that kind of books. And it's also a Dutch book, so I want to read a Dutch book this year, and this is my first, so not going really well, but that's for another time. So the book I read is Uit de Kast by Riyad Bari, or Out of the Closet or In the Closet if I were to translate it. So Riyad Bari is a journalist here in Belgium for the VRT. That is the national broadcasting here in Belgium. And in this book he tells his story of coming out of the closet, but also coming sometimes back into the closet, and how it affected his life and everything else. There are also 3 other testimonies of 3 other well-known people here in Belgium, and it's like more of a conversation he had with these people and tells about their story, and I really think that was very well done by him. I think it's never easy to, even still in 2025, still a lot of people have like opinion of the LGBTQ community, and I think it's kind of devastating seeing that people still have haters, people who maybe love other people. Like, why do you care if a guy loves a guy or a girl loves a girl? It's not that has nothing to do with you. But yeah, it really opened my eyes again. I mean, I know there are a lot of people struggling with this, and yeah, I just think it's a real beautiful book. So if you're from Belgium, or if you're from the Netherlands, if you're a Dutch speaking person, I recommend reading this book because it was really beautiful. There were some tears shed through while reading this book, and it really reminded me that love is love, and why the hell should people even come out of the closet? I mean, hetero people are not coming out of the closet. It's not like we're going to say to our parents like, "Hi mom, I like guys." Why would it be weird? Why? Nah, I don't get that, but maybe that's just me. So yeah, so let it be clear, everyone on this channel is very, very welcome here. No matter who you like or no matter how you identify, everyone is welcome on this platform and on this channel here. So yeah, I wanted to just say that and come out and say that here. So yeah, don't give books like this a rating because it feels kind of weird to rate someone else's story or their life. So yeah, I just recommend of you reading it if you're interested in reading about someone's story of coming out of the closet. So yeah, that were all of the 5 books I read in June. Also, I kind of wanted to read it because June is like the Pride month, and I thought, you know what, this is the perfect month to read it. So because I was going to read it in February, but then I was in a book slump, so I didn't. But yeah. So that were all the 5 books I read in June. I had some good reads, and I'm really glad that I'm getting back there. I hope you guys liked this video. Let me know what your favorite book was of the month of June, and I'll see you next time. Bye!